This program contains adult content.
Is there a God?
Big atheist.
Really?
What, am I an idiot? Come on.
That yes, it would be nice if you could throw your sins and your responsibilities on someone else. But it's not true.
It looks like far-left lunacy.
I don't believe that it's true that religion is moral or ethical.
You don't need to follow anybody!
It's not human intelligence!
If someone doesn't value logical consistency, what logical argument are you going to give them that will demonstrate that they should?
Welcome to episode 62 of Two Skeptical Chaps with myself, Spike, and my co-host, Dan.
Hello.
It's two madmen, totally inexperienced, both wanting to show each other that they have the bigger dick.
Our mother tongue, our language, our lexicon. The word I'd like to discuss is nuclear. A fascinating topic to me because of how it illustrates so much of our language. First, what with the disaster in Japan, that of a nuclear accident, the word nuclear is often used instead of nuclear when referring to the atomic nucleus. Nucleus? Nuclear?
Right, kicking off, we've already mentioned nuclear war. Yeah, die in a nuclear fireball, I think. Sort of nuclear things caused by nuclear weapons. Troll! Killed in a nuclear war, but pushing for a nuclear winter to prevent nuclear Armageddon. I don't want a nuclear war. All the nuclear war moaners, terrified of 30,000 nuclear warheads, pussy snatching twats,
And
ever.
beef curtains, come on.
God's happy with nuclear war. Allowed us to make nuclear bombs. It's about the nuclear stuff, renovating and modernising the nuclear arsenal. And Trump claimed that their nuclear thing is now the US nuclear arsenal. I'm a nuclear weapons compared to nuclear war. Punani. Nuclear war is declared. Diplomatic immunity.
Welcome to the Godless Revolution. Today is Wednesday, August 30th, 2017. I'm Dan Ellis.
And I'm Ryan Duffy.
No, you're not. You're just sitting in his chair. You got to run the board.
Matt.
Because you're sitting across from where Matt sits. Ryan is not in studio with us. Why was he not here? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
He was not going to be
Putting
here.
out a fire or something.
Oh, no, that was it. I think his shift change, or he picked up extra shifts or something.
And isn't there a fire in Bountiful?
Yeah, I saw it on my way home actually I went to Bountiful Ridge Golf Course last night to spend my winnings from the tournament I played in last weekend. And yeah, it's a pretty big fire that you could see all on the side of the mountain.
But he works out in Tooele, though.
Yeah. So he wouldn't be fighting that one. But
okay.
there is a big fire in Bountiful.
Oh, okay.
But not Ryan's problem, I guess.
Apparently not.
I
don't know how that works.
We're joined in studio by the Purple Dragon.
Hello.
Mr. Grant Larimer. Or what was it? What do you mean where is it? Let me pull that fucking thing up here, man.
What do you mean I don't qualify because of rules?
Fuck you and your I still don't qualify rules. Grant Larimer is in studio with us.
I couldn't put quotes around the rules in the name, so it kind of loses context in that.
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good. Keeping busy.
Good to see you. The beard's looking good.
Good. Oh, thank you. I'm kind of taking it for a test drive, seeing where it goes.
Is it at the itchy stage yet?
It's at the itchy stage, and I'm trying to figure out what to do about the peeling skin.
The peeling skin?
Well, I don't know. Beard dandruff? I mean, what? I don't know. The skin just feels really dry underneath all that hair.
Oh, yeah? You got to use some beard oil, man.
I guess I do. It's been like 15, 20 years since I've had any kind of serious growth here. So.
Oh, yeah?
So.
Yeah, get some beard oil.
Still kind of relearning what to do.
You can just go get some argan oil or some regular beard oil, and that'll help for sure. Makes it not so itchy, smell nice.
Coconut oil?
Make it smell better.
Everyone uses coconut oil for everything.
Maybe. I've never used coconut oil. That seems...
My kid uses coconut oil like on everything. So.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. I hear it's the whole thing now.
It's what the kids are doing these days.
It's what all the cool kids are doing. They're just smearing coconut oil all over the place.
Yeah. Well, it's looking
Maybe
good,
I
man.
don't want to know more about that.
Yes. Which? Well, I don't even.
Not even going to ask you anything else. I don't even want to go there with my children.
What have you guys been doing over the last week? It hasn't even been a week.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a weekend and a couple days, but
yeah.
Nothing particularly exciting for me. Same old kind of.
It's been more than a week since I've been, but I did Questival a few weeks back. That was a good time.
Did you guys get any sleep during that? How does that work?
A few hours sleep.
So what is Questival?
So Questival is this, it's run by this company called Cotopaxi. It's a local outdoor retailer kind of thing. And they call it an adventure race. I see it more as like a adventure scavenger hunt. And you have all these adventures that you need to kind of participate in, and you have hundreds of them. You choose which ones you want to do, and you get points for them and things like that. And there are a whole bunch of camping ones and, city ones and things all over the place. Quirky things like, fly a paper airplane for, 100 feet or something like that, or do urban hammocking, where you just set up a hammock in an urban area, light a fire without matches or a lighter, all kinds of weird things. Crash a wedding. We did that last year. That was, a lot of people got in trouble for that one. But
choke a chicken.
And you take pictures. Well, so like there were a whole bunch of them about like milk a cow and shit like that. Everybody descended on Wheeler Farm.
Mm-hmm.
No one bothered to tell Wheeler Farm. They were just all these Questival people jumping the fence to go like get their picture taken with the cows or milk the cows or whatever, because you have to either get a picture or a video of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody told Wheeler Farm. They just got descended on by hundreds of Questivalers to come milk their cows, and they got really pissed off. And there was a wedding there, so everyone was crashing the wedding.
Oh, man.
And so it turned into a shit show.
Excuse me, we're looking for the local milk people.
There's like one of the tasks is like stare at a stranger while you slowly eat a piece of fruit. And so my team, myself and Brittany, Tiffany, Matt, and this was last year, not this year. We were downtown at the time, and what's a pie hole? Is it the pie hole?
Yeah.
We were walking past the pie hole, and there's a family inside with a couple of little kids. And our team had to wear this big metal helmet. And so we were like, we go inside and ask them, can we stand outside the window and stare at your children while we eat a banana? And they thought it was the funniest goddamn thing. So I ended up being
that's not creepy.
I ended up being the one to do this. I'm wearing this big knight's helmet and a pair of sunglasses as I'm staring through the pie hole window at this little girl eating a piece of pizza as I slowly eat a banana.
Who's gonna pay for her counseling bills?
Yeah, that makes me uncomfortable.
The kid was just laughing her ass off. Thought it was the funniest thing. But yeah, so that's Questival. You just try and get as many points as you can. And the winners win something. We never come close to winning, but the winners cheat. There's a whole lot of cheating going on to get a lot of points.
Yeah.
So we kind of we've given up on actually trying to win, and we're just having fun. But you have 24 hours to complete as many events as you can. They shut the app down from like midnight to 5 a.m. to kind of force you to go to sleep, but you don't. You still stay up and you still take pictures and record things. You just upload them the next day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's tiring, but it's a good time. It's fun.
So how does somebody cheat during Questival if you have to record or take a picture?
So last year, in every picture and video you do, you have to show a token. It's a flag with a Cotopaxi symbol on it.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently what a lot of teams did last year was that they would 2 or 3 people, they would register 2 teams of 2 or 3 people to get 2 flags, but then the 6 of them would all do one team's events with 2 flags and split up and put it all on one team, and the other team got 0 points. But the first team they registered as got double points because they had twice as many. They had 2 different groups scouring the city doing 2 different sets of things. So yeah, it's kind of
pretty
fucked up.
shitty thing to do.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
Why?
But,
Yeah.
I mean, why are you bothering to even?
Yeah. Why participate if you're just going to fucking cheat anyway? And
I mean, there are prizes and shit like that, but I don't know. It was a fun time.
But
you get a Cotopaxi backpack out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would feel like a turd for cheating and getting something knowing that I didn't actually earn it, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to live with myself. The guilt would be too much.
Well, you're an adult. So there's that. I went to Voyeur on Sunday.
That was fun.
Saturday's Voyeur.
That was fun.
A local, how do you classify it? Local political satire?
Well, yeah, it's a local...
Locally produced and written.
Yeah, local play company.
Musical.
And they hold all of their plays in an old LDS ward house.
Yeah.
And it's a very progressive theater. They mock the LDS Church and Republican leadership here in the state of Utah. And they write a play every year called Saturday's Voyeur, but it deals with the current politics that's going on, news stories going on with the church.
National and local. Yeah. Church-related stuff, anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very topical.
Yeah. But it's a different show every year. And it's called Saturday's Voyeur because there is a LDS play and movie called Saturday's Warrior. So it's kind of a play on the name of that.
I thought it was Saturday's Warrior.
Warrior. Yeah, if you're in Utah, it's Saturday's Warrior.
Warrior.
But yeah, that was fun. I went to that with you as well. I think the only other thing I've done is golf and playing golf, and that was...
You fucking Trump.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I golfed, so I...
Well, Dan works for the government too, so, you know, all those government types, instead of working, they're just playing golf.
Did you see that Seth Meyers, part of one of his monologues where he showed a picture of Trump golfing and looking all fat? And he's like, this proves once and for all that golf is not good exercise. And then he's like, hey, have you been golfing? 'Cause you look the same. Anyway, I thought it was funny.
Yeah, if you take a cart and drink a lot of beer, it's really not exercise. I mean, you're going to burn some calories for sure. Yeah. But yeah, if you're on a cart and drinking a lot of beer, it's hard
to imagine you're burning that many calories swinging a club. I mean,
well, the biggest part is just walking and carrying your clubs everywhere. If you're walking,
I probably burn more calories jacking off than swinging a club.
Trying to find it and stuff.
Hunting in the bush.
But you were going to say you won something, were you?
Before
I interrupted you with that.
Me and my golfing buddy ended up tying for second place net, and we won $122.80 or something like that each.
Oh, nice!
That I went and spent my winnings at Bountiful Ridge by just buying like about 5 baseball caps.
Oh,
yeah, that I use for golfing.
Oh.
So. I'll have a lot of baseball hats that are all golf related.
One for each day of the week you bought, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't wear that what's that kind of the old brim cap with
like a Newsies kind of hat
Jack
kind of thing?
Nicholson used to wear?
No.
I have a couple of those at home.
Yeah.
Inherited from my father.
Yeah, no.
Very golf hat kind of.
Nope, I do not wear those because
where the brim snaps to the
Well, what the fuck is the point of that snap? Like, do you ever unsnap it and wear that hat anywhere?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
I've never understood that about those hats. Why the fuck is there a snap on it? Why isn't it just stitched that way? Would you unsnap it and wear it unsnapped somehow? Just pull it more down, on your head? Cover your eyes with it? I don't know what the fuck.
High winds.
I just thought it was stupid. Like, why is there a stupid goddamn snap on this hat?
It does seem superfluous, but I'm not sure what the hell that would be for. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Functionally.
Well, there's a lot in fashion that seems superfluous.
Yeah, I
suppose. Don't really understand, but
coming up next on Hat Chat.
Should have a whole fashion episode.
maybe, yeah, somewhere down the line we'll talk fashion. I dig Matt's shirt.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, talk about a fashion faux pas there.
Wait, what?
Oh, man, I don't know. Yeah, I think he's mocking you.
I'm just having fun.
But I'm going to stop this here.
I just didn't get it. I would have laughed with you if it had been funny.
Oh.
Hi, this is Thomas Westbrook, and I have a YouTube channel called Holy Kool-Aid where I take topics and I break them down in 5 or 10 minute videos, trying to give a laser-focused perspective on religion, philosophy, and science. And you are listening to the Godless Revolution podcast.
A couple hockey players come up the produce stand the other day.
Nice onesie. Does it come in men's?
Oh, I think you come in men enough for all of us.
I think you better come in you better come up.
I think you better come say that to his face, you fucking hicks.
Nice execution.
You're doing terrific.
Please stand by. The Godless Revolution will continue in a moment.
Hey everybody, this is X.
And I'm Kyle.
And I'm Felicia. We're the Utah Outcasts.
3 out, unashamed, and active atheists living in Utah.
And we are personally inviting you to let us love your ears each and every week.
As we take the news, current events, and pop culture and give it a little twist.
A love twist, with consent.
And we'll be joined each week by a special guest to tell us what makes them an outcast like us.
Come find us.
The Utah Outcasts.
On podhell.com, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play,
Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
And on UtahOutcast.com.
We finally bought that domain off the kids handing out mixtapes in the mall.
Come be an outcast with us.
Take care of yourselves out there.
Bonne nuit.
And you're welcome.
Thanks for listening. Now back to the show.
I'm going to be leaning pretty heavily on Matt tonight for content for the show because I was busy doing other shit and I didn't have time to prepare much of anything. Still trying to edit last week's show because I spent 7 hours editing the show and then it all went bye-bye and I have to start over from scratch.
That sucks, man.
It really fucking sucks. What happened and I was just like, no! But I learned a valuable lesson. Well, relearned a valuable lesson.
Save early and often?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. And break up a file, or break up a chunk of audio that is more than an hour long to run.
Oh, one that the total is over an hour. You have to break.
If the audio length of a chunk of audio is longer than an hour, I need to break it up and perform editing things on it before trying to run a chain of things to happen on it, because then the program I use for editing doesn't like it and fucking croaks and dies and shits the bed.
Yeah.
So what did you bring for us tonight then?
Well, I do have some stuff. I have, like I mentioned to you pre-show, that that condensed set of headlines I can do later.
Okay.
The 80s comic one.
Okay.
How about this one about a teenager who killed 2 people and wounded 4 others in a shooting at a small town in New Mexico library? Says it is said of him that he had a troubled past, but appeared to have turned his life around after joining a local church. His pastor said Tuesday.
So he killed people before or after he started?
Sounds like after.
Yeah, 16-year-old Nathaniel Jewett had been baptized this summer and was helping the church raise money to send teen members to youth camp just days before he opened fire Monday afternoon at the Clovis Carver Public Library.
So what, bullets for bucks? I mean, what is it?
Bullets? Did you say bullets for books?
Bullets for bucks?
For bucks?
For bucks? Never mind. Go ahead.
I guess I missed that one.
Well, I'm wondering how he's raising money by shooting people.
Yeah, no, he was raising money to send teen members to a youth camp days before he opened fire on Monday.
Oh, okay.
So they were doing some sort of fundraiser. I don't know. It's just setting up his background. This is all coming from his pastor. But clearly the kid did have guns in Jesus, and God didn't help him be any more moral than atheists.
Apparently.
Yeah. And earlier even here, Dan was talking about having he would have an issue of conscience for cheating for the win in that thing. So, and I was also thinking about that, the morality of atheism in that situation too, because most of the time theists will say, well, you can't, or if you do,
can't have any morals as an atheist.
Or if you do, it's from God and you're just denying.
Yeah, because
that's where it's grounded.
that's where we would get an objective sense of morality is from a God. And so if you don't believe in a God, you're either denying it or you have no morals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Quote, before Christ came into his heart, they really need to change the way he was just crying broken, said Stevens, of the Living Word Church of God in Clovis. He said, now I got something to smile about. We had no indication of anything wrong with him. So I don't know exactly what this fucking idiotic pastor is talking about, but I assume he means that there was some sort of a change from the kid that he met after Jesus came all over his heart or whatever.
Well, the kid just spent every day crying for...
apparently. Just
because God hadn't entered his life yet.
Right. And then after...
Everything was so bleak.
Right. But, right after an active shooting it is probably the worst time to heap praise onto the gunman.
And to talk about
for any reason.
Yeah, and to talk about how much this kid's life had improved
prior
to the shooting. Yeah.
Sure. Two library employees, Chrissy Carter and Wanda Walters, were killed in the shooting in which Jewett used two handguns. Authorities plan to initially charge Jewett as a juvenile with 2 counts of first-degree murder, 4 counts of assault, 4 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, and 1 count of child abuse. Prosecutors would then seek to try Jewett as an adult, which is a whole nother bunch of bullshit that I'm not going to get into right now.
Well, I mean, is the pastor's argument that imagine how much worse this could have been had he not found God? Like, why the fuck would he even say some stupid
I don't know.
shit like that?
I don't know what his motivation is. He doesn't say anything like that in the article, that's his thinking on it. He's just, I don't know. He's just saying what.
Well, they're interviewing the kid's pastor, and so he's got to say something. And he was really sad, but then he found God and he was happy. And,
he's rationalizing it in any way he can.
Yeah.
To put the church in the best light ever.
He's failing. But that may be what he's trying to do.
That may be what he's trying to do, but
Jewett was on suspension from Clovis High School for fighting at the time of the shooting. But great news, everyone. Jewett has already accepted Jesus. We know that. So no matter what he does now, he's going to be in heaven, which definitely wouldn't have any impact on his decision to murder people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you can get away with anything, why not?
Yeah. So he was.
If you're going to be forgiven and
he was
sit at God's right
super
hand.
miserable, depressed, lashing out. Right. He'd already been in a fight, as it says. He's a miserable teenager. Got access to weapons. Guaranteed, he's thinking about people he wants to eliminate or hurt or harm or whatever. And now you've just said it doesn't matter what you ever do in your life because God will forgive you.
You have eternal forgiveness.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. So great job, Pastor.
Yeah.
Super good job.
Yep. I can definitely see why you guys don't pay taxes.
So do we have any understanding from the kid what his justification was?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
No,
but
but
he survived. He's being charged.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, of course, he lived because he wasn't black, so
right.
The police didn't shoot him, and
right, 2 handguns he had even.
Yeah,
and had already killed and hurt people.
I mean, if he had a toy gun and been black, it'd have been all over.
Yeah.
Fuck a toy gun if he had Skittles.
Need a gun.
Yeah, if he had Skittles, yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about how churches don't pay taxes at all because, well, they do all this great charity. and provide community service, right?
Yeah, look at
That's
all the good
deal,
they're
isn't
doing
it?
in Houston.
Sure, I think I know where this is going.
We don't need to require them to open their books because we should just believe them that they're helping communities. So what happens when a situation, I don't know, say the hurricane forces these charities open for us all to see? Well, it's exactly like we thought. They're lying, scamming, selfish assholes. And they don't actually believe any of the kindness, service, or love thy neighbor bullshit they preach. Televangelist and man who borrowed Gary Busey's dentures, Joel Osteen, canceled Sunday services at his Houston megachurch, but was reluctant to reopen its doors to Harvey victims. Despite the fact that thousands of flooded out residents are desperately seeking shelter, you know, the people who paid for Osteen's $10 million mansion. The conman pastor told followers on Twitter on Monday to, quote, lean on their faith. I can scarcely imagine what a deeply unsatisfying response that would be from a pastor in your community in that situation.
Well, I think the people who would want to seek shelter and to commiserate with their fellow humans who are also suffering, that's exactly what they were trying to do if they wanted to go to his church, right?
Right.
They would be leaning on their faith for some fucking support.
Sure.
And what does he do? No, sorry. Not going to do
And he
it.
has a fucking mega church down there. I mean, it seats, what, like 17,000
almost
people?
17,000, yeah.
Or some shit like that.
When will it be okay in our society to admit these guys are fucking liars and pieces of shit? Now is now okay? Is now an okay time to?
I'll do it any day of the week.
No, it's too soon.
I'm guessing you mean society at large. When will society at large be doing that?
Yeah, when can we get rid of this whole facade? I mean, how many of these do we have to see before we're like, okay?
It's like the gun violence argument. It's too soon. It's too soon after the event. We have to wait, let people heal, and then we'll have the discussion later on.
Right.
Sure we will.
Right.
Sure we will.
Yeah. Well, right, but then if you oblige and then you try to bring that, oh fuck it, that was 6 years ago. Let it go. Fucking hell.
Move on already.
Right.
Come on.
And did a single LDS church open their temple?
Well, to be fair, their temple was flooded, actually.
Their temple was flooded, but even before it was flooded, they weren't going to open it.
Doubtful, yeah.
Well, yeah, they wouldn't have let non-Mormons into a temple.
Well, the floodwater didn't have a recommend.
Yeah.
So Osteen tweeted, quote, Jesus promises us peace that passes understanding, he wrote. And then, in case you weren't sold on what an asshole this guy is, he said this: that's peace when it doesn't make sense. Then why didn't you just fucking write that? Why did you write this cryptic thing that isn't cryptic and then explain it and condescend to everybody who's reading you? What a fucking prick.
Well, see, condescension is when people tell you, is when people explain something like you don't know.
I'm so proud of you, Dan, that you finally figured that out.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
He later tweeted a message seeking flood relief donations to his church.
Oh my God, really?
For what? He wasn't doing anything.
Saying, our hearts break as we see the damage and destruction in our city. Please join us in helping Houston recover. Now, I do want to throw him a teeny little bone here. He's not saying that he needs any of the resources. He's trying to pretend that he's on the front line gathering this to help other people.
And then he'll be doling it out to those
as if he's the one that's in charge of running this relief operation.
As if churches, as if any church, his or others, don't fucking make bank on this stuff. You think they take in $1 million and they hand out $1 million? No.
Oh, I mean, of course. Yeah.
They're going to keep their cut. No.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are they doing with all of the money that they had taken in before this?
Yeah,
right.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it was Osteen who was robbed, right? And for the one service that he preached, there was over $100,000 in cash.
For one weekend.
One fucking weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I remember when we did that story. But Osteen's comforting words didn't sit well with critics. And I imagine with people who are on his side, even.
They'll justify it. They'll explain it away.
Yeah, perhaps.
They'll rationalize it.
Yeah.
Who wanted to know why the doors to his 16,800 seat arena at Lakewood Church near downtown Houston were closed. Quote, "You've taken so much money away from your people to live like a king." Danny Duraney blasted. "It's the least you could do." Yep. Ministry spokesman. He's got a ministry spokesman. I didn't even notice this before.
Yeah.
Donald Iloff, I guess.
Iloff?
Iloff. Claimed that the property was inaccessible because of the surrounding waters. And at that time, I did not know that this was an untrue statement. In fact, I actually put this story aside in the don't bring to the show pile because there was some question about whether or not the church's doors were even accessible at that time. People, because of this statement by his spokesman.
Oh, right.
So I said, okay, well, I'm not going to bring this story then until we, figure out what's really going on with it. Well, it did. It came out today. People went down there and videoed it, and it's dry.
Oh, yeah. I saw the video. I watched a video earlier today of people walking around outside saying, look, there's no water. There's no flood waters out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing got into the church. As if, did he think that he could just get away with saying that it was flooded and unreachable? That nobody would ever show up to the church again and see that it hadn't been flooded?
Of course he did, because that's what religion always does. All they have to do is say something, and the followers are just going to believe it.
Well, and the other thing is it's a 17,000 seat arena. Like, is the floodwater 13 stories high? Because there's a place in there we can climb to that's dry.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
There's nothing evidence-based about anything religion claims. So,
right.
Why would evidence of your own eyes be any different?
Osteen was prompted to respond to the criticism. Quote, "We have never closed our doors," he said in a statement quoted by ABC and the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. "We will continue to be a distribution center to those in need. We are prepared to house people once shelters reach capacity."
They have long since reached capacity. There are people sleeping in their cars because they can't get into shelter.
As soon as nobody else can take care of people, I guess maybe we'll do something about it.
Now that the Twitter storm has come down, and I have to say something.
Yeah.
Washington, D.C.-based writer Charles Clymer tweeted pictures of Lakewood Church, which did not appear to be damaged by floods, and later updated his feed with this shot from inside. There's a picture that you guys can obviously not see, where air mattresses had been laid out, apparently meant to receive flood victims. So there is a chance that he was at least thinking about that at this point. Once the once the shelters were all full or whatever.
Five
definitely
days
not
later?
as a first option. Definitely not out of the kindness of his heart. But after the shitstorm, he started seeing dollar signs going away because of bad press, maybe, and was like, "Oh shit!" Well,
people with cameras are going to show up here. We should make this look somewhat like we were going to be helping people.
Right. Yeah. So. Took a while, but good news was the final quote there. And then it makes no sense to open church doors. Let me start this again. This is Iloff, his publicist, spokesman.
Yeah.
Saying it makes no sense to open church doors when the city and county are already treating thousands of flood victims at the nearby George R. Brown Convention Center.
I'm sorry, how many millions of people live in Houston?
Yeah. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. None. Because I'm pretty sure that the people who are wading in rivers and standing in the rain could think of at least one use for a massive covered building like this.
Yeah. Yeah. And wouldn't it be up to his parishioners to say whether or not they needed that help and whether it made sense for them to go to the church that they attend regularly and donate shit tons of money to?
Yeah.
Whether it would be something worthwhile for him to do.
Yeah, well, except churches are dictatorships, not democracies.
Right.
But yeah, this church hosts some 52,000 attendees weekly and is one of the largest congregations in the United States.
How many weekly?
52,000.
God damn. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yep. What a fucking creep.
Fuck that guy.
And it's funny too, because he kind of, in a weird way, he sort of seems like one of the more nice, mild ones, Everything he talks about is not necessarily Christian specific, although, I mean, he does talk about God and stuff, but it's just like regular feel good, The Secret kind of
it's flowery platitudes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so I guess I had a different impression of him, and rather than the fiery far right assholes, that we cover on the show usually.
Yeah, he's not an apocalyptic, hell praising or hell preaching.
Yeah.
Kind of guy. He's more like love your neighbor, do like Jesus did.
He's more the Tony Robbins of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is his not Christian? Is it?
Oh, it's definitely Christian.
Yeah,
it is Christian.
It is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
just
he's,
his own select brand of Christianity.
Yeah, it's very light and fluffy. It's Christian Cool Whip.
Yeah.
It's Miracle Whip.
That shit's disgusting.
This is Mithrin, author of The ABCs of Science and Mormonism, as well as I Should Start a Cult, and you're listening to The Godless Revolution.
Maybe if you'd ever been in a real fight, you might not be so keen for another.
What'd you say?
You heard me.
Tarps off, boys. You looking for a Tilly, buddy? Let's have a Donnybrook!
Pump the brakes. You take your shirt off, but leave your sunglasses on.
What sort of backwards fucking pageantry is that?
You gonna fight with those shades or play PokerStars.com?
The next rant will start right after this.
Here follows a public service announcement for the Two Skeptical Chaps podcast. Greetings, Americans! Over here in London, we are well aware that not all of you are loud, xenophobic, racist, sexist, religious nuts.
But many of your politicians who display these frightful traits seem to be quite popular.
Particularly a certain wall-obsessed, small-handed, best word-using, daughter-perving, war-inciting, candy-floss-headed clown.
To those of you who choose to follow such balderdash, we strongly recommend not to listen to the Two Skeptical Chaps.
It probably won't be your cup of tea.
Otherwise, give us a listen.
Each episode, we cover any news or current affairs from across the globe.
Things that annoy or delight us.
That's two, as in the number 2.
And skeptical with a K.
The wrong way to spell it. Cheerio!
Rejoining the Godless Revolution podcast now.
This will be interesting. May possibly spark a little bit of a discussion here, but
oh yeah,
may not. I don't know. McCordsville, Indiana. Parents of McCordsville elementary school students are upset after a first grade teacher sent
McCords, bro. Sorry.
What does that mean?
Just the
movie?
The whole deal of my whatever, bro. McCordsville, bro. Never mind.
Gotcha.
It just when you said it, that just hopped in my head. Sorry.
Just a random fleeting thought.
McCords, bro.
Disregard me. We'll put this in the end of the show.
I thought you wanted me to check out your new corduroy pants or something. McCords, bro.
Yeah.
You want me to pull on your cord or something?
What? Start a fire in my crotch when I'm running.
God, I use a corduroy.
No, I'm just letting the audience create all their own fire crotch jokes about you.
Right.
Because they already know.
After I said it, I was like, I kind of have a fire crotch anyway. But
there's a great powder for that.
Oh yeah, you use it on your beard, right? Your beard flakes.
My beard flakes. Beard flakes, nutsack. It has a wide variety of uses.
Parents of McCordsville elementary school students are upset after a first grade teacher sent home a letter asking kids not to talk about God, Jesus, and the devil. According to a release from the school, a debate about God took place in a first grade classroom earlier this week, which is kind of weird, but I'm guessing debate is sort of loosely used in this sense.
Oh, yeah.
In response to the debate, the teacher wrote a letter about expectations in the classroom and sent it to parents. The letter talked about school language and asked parents to have a talk with their children about the appropriate time and place to discuss religion. CBS4 obtained the letter from a parent of one of the students in the class, which reads in part, "With McCordsville Elementary being a public school, we have many different religions and beliefs, and I do not want to upset a child or parent because of these words being used. But a letter from the Mount Vernon Community School Corporation Superintendent, Dr. Robbins, says it's okay for students to talk about their beliefs as long as it does not disrupt class. To simply summarize, employees can neither advance nor inhibit religious views. Trying to limit a student's view on religion is a violation of a student's First Amendment rights. However, if the discussion becomes an academic disruption, then as a district, we can intervene to maintain the integrity of the educational process while at the same time being sure not to violate a student's constitutional rights.
Mm-hmm.
So just so I'm clear, this was a spontaneous debate amongst the kids,
first graders,
not led by teachers.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
They were having an argument on divine hiddenness.
Yeah, I'm sure that was it. It wasn't anything like Jesus could beat up Muhammad or something like that, right?
Right.
My God's tougher than your God.
There's some pretty fucking advanced first graders.
I know.
I don't remember first grade, but I don't remember giving a shit about any of that back then.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, they're first graders. What the fuck do they know about religion? You know, they're not introspective. They don't sit and contemplate their eternal souls in the first fucking grade.
They're repeating, you know, I'm sure it was more like, you know, like what you said, Muhammad or Jesus or nothing. You
they're
know,
regurgitating what they learned in Sunday school.
Yeah.
Or that they hear from their parents.
Jesus loves me. Yeah. Jesus isn't real. Yahan, debate. What?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and I can't imagine that it would have been between a believing kid and a non-believing kid. It had to have been, where was this again?
Indiana.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's just different flavors of belief talking about
Perhaps,
it.
yeah.
And yeah, my church is different than your church, and your church doesn't baptize people right,
and mine's the one true church, and so yours is wrong.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I don't even see a first grader having that deep of a logical bent on things.
Yeah, I don't either. That's why I say that it would be something that they just repeated that they'd heard their parents say, if anything. And, you know, if it was anything of a discussion about, you know, my religion is better than your religion or my church is better than your church, it would be something that they heard their parents talk about.
Yeah.
And like I said, I can't imagine that it would have been a non-believer and a believer. But the parents, I'm sure, are upset because
I'm sure they're,
you know, they're probably having it spun to them by their religious leaders as, well, the school is saying that our kids can't talk about religion in school.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, which side of this you guys would fall on, though I pretty much had guessed. The teacher or the superintendent.
I fall on the side. I mean, they shouldn't have shut it down. These kids should be talking about this. I mean, this is, so these kids are now experiencing that there are alternative viewpoints other than the ones they're hearing at home. Yeah. All they ever hear is one point of view. Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden, even though they're intellectually immature, they're being presented with an alternative argument, which they don't get anywhere else. They're not going to get it in school formally. They're not going to get it at church. They're not going to get it at home. So now they're being presented with an alternative point of view, which I tend to think is probably a good thing. So now anytime they're learning something, they're thinking to themselves, oh, wait a minute, you know, not everyone believes this shit.
Well, I think as long as it doesn't become a disruption, that's fine.
As long as it doesn't become a disruption.
Well, so that's exactly what the superintendent said.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it doesn't become a disruption, and as long as it doesn't become the case where you have a gang of
bullying,
kids bullying some other kid.
Oh, absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
But that enters different territory then, right? I mean, then it's a case of bullying, which should be across the board disallowed.
No. Yeah.
So,
see, I would think that the parents would be terrified by this, not even because the school is trying to uneducate their kids or unindoctrinate their kids. But now their
uneducate their kids.
Well, in Indiana, probably.
Unindoctrinate. But, I mean, the last thing a religious parent wants is for their kid to be presented with options.
Yeah.
I mean, they're presenting them with, here's the one clear path. We don't want you talking to these other kids who are telling you things about other religions.
Those other godless heathens who worship the same God we have,
or God forbid, a fucking atheist.
They're weird, yeah.
Or yeah.
Just because of the story and because it, attracted national attention, I can only assume that if it had been between believing kids or a believing kid and a non-believing kid or non-believing kids, that would have become part of the story. That would have definitely been in the story had that been the case.
Once you said that, and then I thought about the story, and I was like, yeah, it's definitely Christian to Christian because, first of all, the reason why I brought it was because I thought it was a remarkably fair and reasonable answer from the superintendent.
Yeah.
That almost never happens when we're talking about Christian versus atheist.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost always, no. Jesus gets First Amendment rights and you fuckers don't.
Yeah.
Right.
And so the fact that we didn't see any of that makes me think that probably, it was just two different Christian flavors.
Mm-hmm.
So both of those are okay.
Yeah.
And they both get First Amendment.
I doubt even one of them was like Muslim. It was
right.
It was definitely two
a Baptist
flavors
and a
of
Lutheran.
Christian.
Yeah. Something like
Protestant
that.
and a Catholic. Yeah.
Interesting. The Washington County School District responded Tuesday, this is Florida, to allegations of unconstitutional religious practices taking place in the district, specifically at Vernon High School. They sort of responded. The Freedom from Religion Foundation sent a letter to Washington County Superintendent of Schools Joseph Taylor on August 10th, citing serious constitutional violations in the district. Quote, "I'm thinking these are legal matters," Taylor said.
Where was this again? Mount
Florida.
Okay.
This is the superintendent.
Okay.
"I'm thinking these are legal matters. I'm not an attorney. I referred it to our risk management team for them to take a look at it. There's some pretty big picture questions here. For every speeding ticket, let's all refer police inquiries to our risk management team since we'd be thinking it's a legal matter." It sounds like an awesome way to deal with it from now on. Right? Since that's allowed, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, and a school district needs a risk management team. I mean,
in Florida,
probably.
When the fuck did that happen?
When them goddamn godless bastards started telling us that we couldn't pray in school, we couldn't have our Bibles. Now we have to, manage these risks because we've been losing all of these goddamn court cases and lawsuits against us.
You know what that sounds like? Risk management? That sounds like legalese for let's get a bunch of people in here to help us push the limits of being Christian in public schools as far as we can.
Yeah.
Without totally getting fucked.
We know it's all risky, but we need to manage those.
Let's see how far we can bend the laws without getting in too much trouble.
FFRF's letter includes several complaints, including a teacher promoting the sale of religious T-shirts, teachers requiring students to transcribe Bible chapters from the Book of John.
Holy shit.
And displaying a banner with a Bible verse on the football field.
That's not bending the law.
As far as I know, these are very clear-cut examples, not really gray area issues.
Not a whole lot.
Quote, what the letter was describing was actual boards that churches pay for to put their name on, Taylor said. Is that an endorsement of religion? Can you even be permitted to do those? Like I said, those are issues we're not really locally equipped to make a call on. On the contrary, Mr. Taylor, you have already decided on those because you hung them.
Yeah.
You already made the decision.
Yeah.
If you had any question about whether this was legal or not and any integrity to the law, you would have declined the offer until further notice and said, "Thank you, but no thank you. Let me refer this to my risk management team." But you did not do that.
Yeah.
You made the choice.
Mm-hmm.
So fuck you, dude. And you're right. You are not equipped to handle this because I'm not even a lawyer and I know you're a fucking moron. The original complaints came from a Vernon resident who said in a statement, Quote, I did not complain about these incidents at Vernon because I hate religion or God. Quite the opposite. In this country, we have the freedom to practice any faith we choose or none at all. The problem with religion in schools is that you run the risk of a Catholic teacher confusing Baptist students or a Lutheran teacher confusing Mormon students or Buddhist, Muslim, so on. Religion should be taught in church and in the home, not in the school. I am disturbed that Vernon has received similar complaints in the past, yet has continued to flagrantly ignore the law regarding which religious practices are and are not allowed in schools. I hope this serves as a wake-up call for them.
Are we going to take any bets on whether it actually will?
Well, with FFRF?
Well, it'll serve as a call. I don't know if it'll be a wake-up call.
On that particular thing. No. Yeah, no. The letter also addresses coach-led and graduation prayers. So on multiple counts, this school is guilty of infusing religion into the school. Having no issues making those legal decisions either.
Well, it's just the way we've always done it. So
yeah.
Now they're trying to change things, and so we need to weigh those risks.
Right. And we all know that the heart of conservatism is the fear, the great fear that something somewhere will change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Quote, if that person should deliver a prayer, we don't censor it in any way, and we don't review it, Taylor said. That's something we're required to not do. That's how he worded it.
So I wonder if that rationale holds. If an atheist or a Satanist goes out and
well, I think what he's saying is that his interpretation of the First Amendment means that he can't interfere if they choose to do that on their own. And that actually might be tricky because if it's student led, I know that's a lot different than if it's coach or teacher led.
Well, I mean, if you're just praying to yourself, then no. I mean, but
sure.
A led prayer.
Taylor says the district will provide updates as attorneys review this case. The main thing was student-led prayer. This won't be handled until spring, so there is some timing. That's what Taylor said.
Do we have any clear laws on whether student-led prayer is okay versus?
We
know that teachers shouldn't be leading students in prayer.
I think that's haven't there been cases on student-led prayer?
I think there have been, but I don't know what the rulings were or what was decided on them.
If only we had a way to look something up right here in the studio.
Only. Well, and the other thing I was wondering, what about advertising? I mean, a whole lot of the other things that they were talking about were clearly First Amendment violations, but a church buying advertising, like a car dealership and all that, on the football field. I mean,
I'll tell you the answer.
Is that clear?
I'll tell you the answer.
Okay.
If they want more customers for their business, they can turn it into an LLC and pay their fucking taxes, and I'll have no problem with them putting it in our schools. That's fine. But if you want to have both, you don't. You can't. One or the other. You're already not paying taxes. You're already bilking the fucking communities. You don't get to advertise in our funded places.
Yeah.
No, fuck you. Okay. You can either pay taxes or not. You don't get to have both.
Okay.
That's my view.
It seems
they're not paying for the school.
Sound, yeah.
They're not paying for it. It's if you flipped that and you said, oh, well, this public institution wants to come in and put signs all over the inside of your personal office that you pay for, your private business, so that we can drum up business from you. Well, no, what? Fuck you. No. Now, who's going to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they're not going to, the church isn't going to allow other businesses to post, other churches, anything like that to buy shit and post it in their church.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they cut out all competition, and then, I mean, to the most extreme extent that, all my competitors, those guys, they're going to be punished for eternity.
Yeah. Well, and what kills me about it is that the church, I'm sure, could then spin this as, well, we're just trying to help support the school. Well, a good way you could do that?
Yeah.
Pay your fucking taxes.
Pay your fucking taxes.
Yeah. Instead of buying ads at the school, pay your fucking taxes. Then that tax money will go to benefit the school.
Yeah. And it's total fucking bullshit too, because there's myriad ways that you can, buy their football gear or pay for art classes, that are getting cut all over this country. Donate money to whatever you like. Give the teachers a bonus. Any of this stuff you could do.
Buy some goddamn crayons
but you didn't
for elementary
do that.
school.
Yes, but you didn't do that. You put up a fucking billboard in the hallway. Fuck you.
Yeah, you're not looking to support the school. You're looking to promote your narrative.
That's what you're doing. Yeah. You're drumming up business.
If you were looking to just support the school, then you would do that.
Yeah.
You would just support the school.
Yeah, there's tons of ways to do that.
Yeah.
Easy.
Hi, this is Megan Kennedy. I'm a speaker with the Satanic Temple. You can find me on Twitter at 6 Moments, and you're listening to The Godless Revolution.
Look at that fucking treasure trail.
What's up with your fucking body hair, Big Shoots? You look like a 12-year-old Dutch girl. Your aesthetician coiffed that for you?
You can kiss my aesthetician. You guys do CrossFit?
You can cross fuck off.
Thank you to everybody who has rated the show on iTunes and Stitcher and are following us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And to all our Patreon patrons, you make the show possible.
Yeah, so the news has been intense, and there's been a lot of it this week. It's been so crazy. I've been watching Criminal Minds just to relax. But so I've taken a bunch of headlines and tried to condense and lighten them up.
I'm just going to chill out by, Friday the 13th marathon.
Oh, yeah. So I've gathered a bunch of micro stories in, I guess, sort of the style of 80s comic guy to lighten them up. So we'll start in the category of racism.
I like the racisms, bro.
Let's start with something light.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Trump's new American movie, Let's Party Like It's 1933 star Richard Spencer went to Twitter wanting Conor McGregor to beat Floyd Mayweather as if the fight meant something to the alt-right movement. It's true. Yeah. Here's the tweet from Adolf Hipster. If McGregor wins tonight, the Irish get to be white.
Wait, what? The Irish get to be white?
Yeah.
Well, the history of the United States.
Well, yeah, and
treating the Irish as
second-class citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were shit on like everyone else was shit on who isn't pure European.
Did you happen to see that argument I was having with Ryan's buddy online? You mentioning this with McGregor and this argument that I had with Ryan's, it reminded me of this argument that I had with Ryan's buddy.
Was he comparing the plight of the Irishmen to black slavery?
No,
that's good.
He was being a racist dick. And so Ryan's brother tried calling him out a little bit. Ryan tried calling him out a little bit. And then I just started asking the guy questions.
Yeah.
And he turned into a fucking 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I went out and looked at his timeline to see
what
other racist views does this guy have. And the McGregor thing was one of those things. It was talking about, the world's most decorated boxer needs 10 rounds to beat the white guy who's never boxed a day in his life. And I'm like, you do you not see how fucking racist that shit is?
Yeah. And it's also not the whole story.
No, well, that's why it's so fucking racist.
Well, that's partly why it's so racist.
Well, yeah.
So wait a minute, has not McGregor, who's the other guy?
Mayweather.
Has Mayweather never boxed against another white guy? Is McGregor the first white guy he's ever boxed against?
No, what he's saying is he's saying McGregor hasn't ever boxed before, but that's also not true.
Yeah.
He's a very skilled boxer. He's not a professional boxer like Mayweather.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly.
He's a skilled fighter.
And so the truth of it is if it was a UFC fight, it would have lasted 10 seconds and I would have had the under on that.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, McGregor performed admirably given the circumstances and fighting outside of his preferred style and all that. But it was so obviously clear that Mayweather had 10 times the stamina that McGregor had, even close, and that's because he's black. No, I'm just kidding. Mayweather was so much more prepared. It's right in his wheelhouse. He's way faster The punches he was throwing were like lightning, and McGregor wore himself out.
Did you watch the fight?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and McGregor had 2 of his 4 limbs that he wasn't allowed to use.
Yeah. Right. And he also does not seem to have the kind of KO power that I was expecting him to have, McGregor.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he had a few opportunities where Mayweather didn't give him that many, where he had Mayweather open or his head down or something, and just couldn't get anything behind the punches he was delivering. So, anyway.
Well, I read a couple. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that I read a couple summaries or recaps of the fight, and all of the stories that I read and then a podcast that I listened to where they talked about it more, they all said that McGregor probably gave Mayweather one of the best fights of his life. That McGregor landed a whole bunch of punches, he made it a really difficult fight for Mayweather.
He did land
more
a
difficult
lot.
than most of his other fights.
He landed a lot, but he missed a ton.
Oh yeah,
he just threw 2 or 3 times what Mayweather even threw, and it's amazing how tiring it is to swing and miss.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's more tiring. It's more tiring to swing and miss than to swing and hit. For
I
sure.
think so too. Yeah,
I was seeing a lot of conspiracy theory tweets that the whole fight was rigged to give a good spectacle. I mean, and I'm not a fight aficionado, so you tell me. I mean, I think it's fucking bullshit.
Boxing
has a conspiracy theory, and they have a long history of
a lot of messiness. Yeah,
yeah.
But
while we're on the subject of fighting, though, I need to address the challenge that Dan from the Two Skeptical Chaps issued me about my little comment on his judo video. And I just want to say 2 things quickly. They call themselves the Skeptical Chaps, and I hear a lot of touching wood going on that show. And you fucking demoted my friend Taboo for having a, quote, lucky number, and I don't see the difference between those 2 things, unless the dictators are immune. But the other thing is, you're also not being very skeptical in assuming that I've never had any fight training and I would just show up and get my ass kicked. It's probably true. Yes. But nevertheless, you just assumed that I have none of this experience or training. And that is false.
Are they still around? I haven't seen
I know.
from them in ages.
I think they may have quit, but I'm not sure. It could just be another holiday.
Towel or Brexit just, sent them under. So, no, the question I was going to ask, would you get in the ring with Mayweather?
Fuck no.
In a boxing match?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, he walked away. McGregor walked away.
I've had enough concussions in my life. I don't need any more.
McGregor walked away with what, like 13 million or something?
Buddy.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, are you talking if I'm going to get $13 fucking million?
Well, yeah.
I'll take another concussion for $13 million.
I think it was way higher than that.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? I don't
I think
remember.
It was closer to 100 million.
God awful amount for the loser.
Oh, yeah. I'll take a couple concussions for that much money.
Might have been 200 million, actually. I'm not even sure.
Okay.
But I mean, if you're talking, would I just,
would I just
in the
fight
ring
Mayweather? No, I wouldn't just.
Yeah, no.
But for millions of dollars. Yeah,
fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
I would walk into the ring with 10 Mayweathers for that much money.
Yeah.
And tell them that you can just beat me to a bloody fucking pulp.
And they don't even have to wear gloves.
Yeah.
I mean, leave the gloves off.
Bare knuckled, and I'll just stand here and you can pummel me for 20 minutes. And
that would be the worst time to find out you're not a glass jaw. Then you're just like, fuck, god damn it, I thought I'd be out by now.
Knock me out already, Christ.
All right, still in the category of racism.
Yay.
Religious leaders march in protest of Trump and racism. They're marching against a hard-right authoritarian, racist, shallow, petulant tyrant in the White House after being inspired by their spiritual hard-right authoritarian, racist, shallow, petulant tyrant. Holy shit, Trump is Yahweh. Recently pardoned criminal and racist ex-sheriff Joe Arpaio flirts with a Senate run.
Fuck that guy.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I heard about this.
Joe Arpaio has plans to make Arizona immigrate again. Trump hasn't tried to justify his decision. All we know is that he gives Arpaio a rating of 4 out of 5 covfefes. But don't worry too much about Arpaio using his position of power for racism, because this is Phoenix, so it's a dry hate. Like almost no humidity.
Oh my god!
That's why I say 80s comic guy.
Yeah, no, that's
in
Jerry Seinfeld over time.
When you said 80s comic guy, I thought I was picturing like comic book guy for some reason. I should have known better coming from you for sure.
No, stand up.
My
This is stand
mea
up.
culpa.
This is New York Underground stand up. Yeah.
Entertainment headlines had a few things. Chris Brown wants to get back with Rihanna, apparently. But he thinks he can do things correctly this time. He plans to wash his hands more regularly. Because Rihanna figured out that Chris was cheating on her when she discovered another woman's lipstick on his knuckles.
Oh.
That's okay. You can laugh at that. It happened.
Like for realsies?
No.
That's okay.
I mean, no, but I mean, yeah, he beat the shit out of her, yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's not how she found out.
No.
Okay.
He does want to get back with her. That's the headline.
Okay.
CNN is running an anniversary story called Princess Diana 20 Years On, and I'll be the first to say it. She looks terrible. Has not aged well. But I thought the Mercedes-Benz coffin was a nice touch. Really classy. Really nice. Raiders QB, the $125 million Derek Carr, wants to be a pastor. Did you see that?
What?
Yeah. What? And it kind of makes sense, though, because Carr was injured last year at the most critical time for the team, so he's used to talking to guys on the bench.
Does he really want to be a pastor?
He does.
Like leave football and become a pastor?
I don't know. It might
what?
be after he retires or something.
Jesus Christ.
And I think it fits too, because he has his best QB pastor rating when he's throwing crossing patterns. Crossing.
He wants to be a pastor after playing for one of the dirtiest teams in the NFL, who's moving to Sin City.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's really qualified too at inspiring faith. He's had millions of Americans believing the Raiders are going to be good.
I know. I'm a big fan of the Raiders, and I will never. Well, I won't say. I shouldn't say never, but I find it difficult to believe after this many years that they would just all of a sudden turn things around and be a good team.
Yeah, they actually will be good this year.
Yeah.
A Six Flags amusement park in Arlington, Texas, initially refused to remove a Confederate flag flying over its entrance, but has since pulled it down. A spokesman for the company said that flying the flag was totally unrelated to racism. It's just that it would be too expensive to change all their signs to 5 flags. But the roller coaster there has been wildly successful, however, because people feel like they're getting out of Texas. Making it the only roller coaster in the world where the flat parts are the scariest. Back in Texas.
Did they say why they had the flag up there in the first place?
Oh no, it's because it's Texas. But they did relent, but
yeah.
And miscellaneous headlines, a story here, real life child sculpture of Frazier's dad, Mike Pence, declared his loyalty to President Trump on Sunday and denounced a New York Times article suggesting that he was positioning himself to run for election in 2020 if Trump does not seek a second term. And this is true. He won't be moving for election because, of course, by 2020, Pence will be up for re-election.
Putts. Yeah.
The White House has so many psychopaths vying for position. Shark Week isn't just on Discovery Channel anymore.
It's every day in the White House.
Mm-hmm. Uncle Touch Too Much. Donald Trump retweeted the meme of his face eclipsing Obama's. Now I finally understand why the Mayans thought an eclipse signaled the coming apocalypse.
I'm trying to make a joke of the moon eclipsing the sun and the moon being tied to somebody showing
I've seen
ass.
memes.
His ass for face or whatever. Yeah. Hurricane Harvey headlines. Top newspapers lower paywalls for Hurricane Harvey. That's nice, but I thought Mexico was paying for the walls. No, but this will be nice for the residents of Houston who can surf online Texas Times after a long day of surfing through their living rooms.
Yeah, no shit.
Trump was reportedly not going to visit Houston during his trip to Texas, but I'll bet he'll reconsider if we tell him how much urine is in that floodwater.
Oh, man. Dossier.
Texas governor and only person I'm glad to see in a wheelchair, Greg Abbott, says top goal is rescuing every person we can find.
Is Greg Abbott in a wheelchair?
He is.
Like permanently, or he injured something?
Yeah.
Both?
Yeah, he injured something.
Oh. Well, so is he permanently in a wheelchair now?
There were two options there.
I didn't know that he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah. Yeah, so but with this statement that they're going to rescue every person they can find leaves themselves open that if they don't look, they don't have to rescue anyone. So libertarianism for the win. Abbott himself was a victim of Hurricane Weekend Tree that left him paralyzed from the waist down and the neck up. So yeah, that's the truth behind that. Along with the flooding in Houston, which has claimed 18 lives so far, the monsoon flooding in Southeast Asia leaves 1,200 dead. To which Republicans are saying, just show me one reason to believe in climate change, just one. And finally, Frankenstein's Oompa Loompa, Donald Trump strikes positive tone on Harvey before the full extent of the damage is known. So apparently Trump thinks Harvey is just some white guy who crashed his car into the city of Houston.
Well, yeah, how do you paint a positive light on
the
what
motherfucker was bragging about it.
Yeah. Well, he was bragging about the turnout.
Well, he was bragging about the turnout, but he was also he was bragging about the size of Harvey.
Oh.
I mean, he was
unbelievable. We've had so much rain.
Right.
The most rain in history.
He was saying,
all the drops have come out to see me here in Texas.
All the meteorologists are saying this is the biggest storm in history. And when you hear them say it, then it seems normal.
Right.
When you hear Trump say it, it feels like he's taking credit for having the biggest disaster in history because size is everything to everything he does.
Yeah, because we know that his ego's involved somehow after seeing him for this
and
long, yeah.
you know, I try to check my bias. I try. That was my first impression when he was out talking about the storm itself. So I go out and I look at his words. I look at what both sides are saying, and both sides are saying the same thing. The motherfucker's bragging about how big the storm is. That somehow he's special because he was president during the biggest storm in U.S. history.
Right, yeah.
Oh, if only he could have been president during the worst terrorist attack in history, too.
Yeah.
We had the most people killed. It was amazing.
It's not a real surprise that Trump can't grasp the magnitude of things he's required to speak about. He had more trouble condemning Nazis than CNN.
Mm-hmm.
And racist tendencies are present in the White House daily activities, too. Trump has apparently ordered that his laundry be segregated. Did you hear about that? What? Yeah, they're no longer allowed to wash red hats with white hoods. It's all true.
Because then it's all going to be pink, and I'll have to give it to Joe to give to the rest of the prisoners.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
Did you see the story about the white hat? He was wearing a white hat with the USA on it when he visited Texas.
Oh yeah.
That hat's for sale on his re-election website for $40.
Yep.
Not the hat he was wearing, but the same style, you mean?
No, well, the exact same. Well, I mean, not the exact hat.
Not like...
Yeah, that particular...
We're not talking about, like, used underwear here.
No, we're not talking about used underwear.
He's marketing one of his products. He's
marketing one of his products as he visits the disaster area.
What a shitbag.
Yeah.
The guy can't... He can't show compassion by accident, even.
No. He can't even recognize the people who lost their lives or the first responders. He's out there congratulating his cabinet.
Talking about the size of the people who show up to see him when he's there.
What a great crowd.
He's a
Yeah, we have nowhere else to fucking go.
Yeah. He's a narcissist. And I don't mean that like as just a pejorative, you know,
I do.
Obviously, yes, it is, but like, I'm not saying,
You don't mean it solely as a pejorative.
Clinically.
Yeah.
I believe he's got narcissistic personality disorder. I'm not a psychiatrist. Don't send me shit. But I grew up with a narcissistic mother, and there's so many similarities. It's unbelievable. So what I'm saying is, yes, you're right. He's not capable of feeling those things that we would expect from a president.
Yeah.
He's not capable of understanding how this affects other people. He's not capable of feeling empathy or sympathy, or even being able to mentally put himself in their position. Totally can't do any of that. It's not possible for him. So,
and he's totally moved on. Today,
there's no dwelling on anything.
I don't think he even talked about Harvey today. Today he's talking all about tax cuts.
Yeah.
He wants tax reform.
Well, it's not reform, it's tax cuts.
Yeah.
Tax reform requires 60 votes. They're not going to get that. It's going to be tax cuts.
Well, see, we're reforming the way that you pay taxes, in that you won't have to pay as much if you're wealthy.
Yeah. He's just moved on from Harvey. I didn't hear him say a single thing today about Harvey.
I was there. I went to Texas. It's taken care of.
Yeah.
It's done. I was already there.
Mm-hmm. Solved. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why should I have to talk about it any more than I already have? I went there. Okay, I was there on the ground. I saw everything. There were huge crowds, a lot of water.
They all loved me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is exactly it. That's when it's over for him. Because remember when he finally did come out and make a wishy-washy statement about Charlottesville, and reporters obviously and justifiably unsatisfied with his response, well, are you going to condemn, they've already been condemned. They've already been condemned. Yeah, that was
I don't
his
need
response.
to say it again.
Yeah, he's done with that. It's over.
I don't need to say it. I can go out and talk about how terrible CNN and the news media are every time I see you people, but I've already talked about Charlottesville, okay? I've already condemned the Nazis. I don't need to do it again.
Yeah.
Well, and he did the same thing about birtherism.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 5-6 years on birtherism. He comes out and says, oh yeah, it's all solved now. He's an American.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or remember in his campaign where he came out and said that he's going to do everything in his power to aid the LGBT community, and then he comes out with a transgender ban for the military.
Yeah, he'll be a friend to them. Yeah,
yeah. There's no loyalty to any of that stuff. Like none of that matters.
Mm.
It's what's right now in the second that's going to get me the most right now.
Yeah.
And the kind of the funny thing about the whole narcissism thing and trying to achieve a specific goal that they get so dead set on is that it often ends up backfiring, and the very thing that they're trying to force ends up removing some of the stuff they're trying to gain from it, if that makes any sense at all.
Well, yeah, he's losing
shooting
support
himself
even
in the
from
foot.
his base because of the things he's saying and doing, or not saying and doing.
Right.
And that may work when you're running a company. I don't know. I've never run a company.
Well, it clearly does.
I don't know.
Most of them are CEOs and stuff.
That may work. I mean, most of his companies have failed, so I don't know if it's worked. But it doesn't work governing a country. Governing a country is not the same thing as running a company.
Yeah.
It also doesn't work running a family.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I mean, I personally know that for a fact, but I'm saying, you can look at Barron and Melania and his two shitty sons and, that whole thing. Ivanka's probably the most well-adjusted, but I don't agree with her.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. She seems as hypocritical as her father.
Yeah, but she actually seems to be sort of socially intelligent. At least a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She's much more aware of.
I don't think she's.
She's much more socially aware.
She's more savvy. Yeah.
I don't think she's any more empathetic than her father.
Perhaps not.
I don't think she's the lead. I mean, she manufactures all of her clothing stuff over in third world countries. And
but God damn it, the media sure wants to portray her as a kind and caring individual.
Yeah.
All the time, that's all you hear.
No evidence to.
Ivanka disagrees with her father.
Oh, you mean the
this,
fake news?
Yeah,
the place that's already been declared fake. Well, too bad. Now you see what I mean about their short-sightedness shoots him in the foot, because now you don't get any positive press either, because you've already said, and he's not thinking about that. He doesn't care about that, because the second they come out with CNN comes out with a good article, he'll praise them for it. The second they say he does something right, he'll praise him for that. And then if they say something bad the next day, he'll shoot him down just again. There's no memory. Narcissists are fucking goldfish. They are.
Yeah. Well, he always, I think I've seen him do it on a couple of different things. Yeah, the one time they got their facts straight is on this story, where they say that I'm the best president ever, that I'm wonderful, the people love me.
Yeah, that's Alex Jones, bitch. I would think that, I don't know, but I would think that.
Burn the frickin' frogs, gay!
Probably the most stable person in the Trump family is that one daughter that no one talks about.
Tiffany.
Tiffany. She's I don't know anything about her, but I would guess she's probably the most stable person in the family.
I didn't pick her because I think she probably has abandonment issues. Because Trump can't even remember her name.
Yeah.
She might. And maybe that's why she's the most stable person. She didn't grow up in that environment.
Possibly.
All right. Well, we'll be back with more armchair psychology.
I am Jim Helton, Regional Director for American Atheists and President of the Tri-State Freethinkers, and you're listening to Godless Revolution.
It's a hard life picking stones and pulling teats, but sure as God's got sandals, it beats fighting dudes with treasure trail.
If you have questions, comments, concerns, compliments, corrections, criticisms, or concepts for content, contact the show via email at godlessrevolution@gmail.com, by text or voicemail at 330-81-REBEL, or Twitter the twatter at TGR Podcast. Thank you!
Well, speaking of Trump and psychology, I have a perfect story to dovetail into this conversation here.
All right.
And it's from Dr. Keith Abloh.
Dr. Keith Abloh?
Yeah, I really hate this guy. This is from Fox News, opinion piece from Dr. Abloh.
Fake news.
And Dr. Abloh ponders Trump mentally ill?
The hell you say?
I hope every president we ever have is this crazy.
Oh, Jesus.
I think this story is very frustrating. So I think the best way to do it is I will break in certain sections so we can discuss what bullshit he's spitting here.
Okay. So we'll let you go until you break, and is that what you're you're hinting at?
Well, I'm not.
Let me run with this for a minute.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying it that way.
I'm going to read some stuff. I'm going to point. Dan, go.
Yeah, I'm not saying like, hey, let me get through stuff. What I'm saying is, it's so frustrating. I will put breaks in there so we can talk about what a bunch of bullshit this whole thing is.
All right.
All right. And to start with a wholly unbiased approach, Abloh says, at the risk of sounding a bit narcissistic myself, which is interesting that he phrases it that way. Is he admitting that Trump is a narcissist?
At the risk of sounding narcissistic
and
myself,
he is,
while talking about perhaps how crazy our president is.
The history.
And he is a psychiatrist. So, at the risk of sounding a bit narcissistic myself, these people should quiet down, enjoy a nice Trump cigar or glass of Trump wine, and listen to me. Starting well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. My insights are basic ones that an average medical student or below average political science major in college should be able to grasp.
He a basic bitch.
Immediately. But apparently...
Sorry, Grant.
But apparently Abloh forgot that he's writing this for a Fox News audience, the few that can read, that is. So he says, let me issue the standard disclaimer of psychiatrists who discuss the mental health of public figures. I have not personally examined Donald Trump, but I don't need to.
Oh, well, that's spoken like any good doctor.
Yep. And so then why shouldn't we just accept any other psychiatrist evaluation without having seen Trump, even including the ones who say that, yes, he is a narcissistic psychopath.
Yeah.
Compulsive liar.
Now here is my assessment. Once again, Donald Trump is stone cold sane and more than mentally fit to be president of the United States.
And I can say this without ever having examined it myself.
Yeah. And clearly the three of us,
and this is after intimating that he's a narcissist.
Yeah. Right. See if you can catch the right wing subtlety here. in this next bit.
See if it's just not slathered there.
When a man acquires billions of dollars through complex real estate transactions.
Says who?
Rather than being simply inherited.
Yeah.
No one's proven that he's acquired billions of dollars.
Right.
Or that and does this guy figure Trump handles these transactions himself versus hiring a team of legal experts who do it for him?
Oh, wait till you see the arguments he makes out of this bullshit.
Oh, okay.
It gets way better. Invests in many countries. And I assume he's not talking about paying Russian hookers to pee on him. It's probably more legal stuff in it. Goes on to phenomenal success in television. I mean, relative success with a trashy reality TV show, maybe.
I mean, yeah. First couple of seasons had pretty good ratings. It went downhill from there.
And turns his name into a worldwide brand. It is very unlikely that he's mentally unstable. Is it unlikely to be unstable, or is he stone cold sane and more than mentally fit to be president of the United States? Because you just said both in the same paragraph, sir. And I think those are contradictory. He's unlikely to be, he's unlikely that he's mentally unstable. And then, but also saying he's absolutely stone cold.
So by his argument, Howard Hughes pretty much did the same thing. He built an amazing brand, the airlines, TWA, movie studios, major productions, dated stars, did all this shit.
So did Hitler.
So by his criteria for mental stability, Howard Hughes was perfectly sane.
Yeah, and
despite all the fucking evidence to the contrary, locking himself in a room and peeing in jars while he watches a movie over and over again. Yeah.
Right. When the same man obviously enjoys the love and respect of his children and wife.
I'm not sure respect is a word I'd throw in there.
Yeah. And
devotion, maybe.
Also third wife.
Third wife.
Yeah.
Third wife.
Yeah.
Who seem to rely on him for support and guidance. Or are maybe stuck in an abusive relationship with, no way out and their only financial.
Well, yeah, it's financial support.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Does an indentured servant respect the people there?
Yeah. It is extraordinarily unlikely that he's mentally unstable, given those things that he just set up.
That's so easy to contradict.
This is a psychiatrist, Dr. Abloh.
Doctor, heal thyself.
When the same man remains friends with his ex-wife, who supports him politically, it is almost impossible that he's mentally unstable. Right, the unbiased, double-blind, large sample size of one ex-wife, who I assume receives a major alimony check.
Yeah.
Yeah, great sample set, buddy. Real good doctoring. When the same man walks into the political arena and deftly defeats 16 terrible Republican opponents, I said terrible, they were not good ones, and then the highly controversial Democratic heir apparent to the two-term president's administration, the odds of that man being mentally unstable become vanishingly thin.
Of course I thought all the Republicans were terrible because they were Republicans.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they weren't. Well, it's hard to say that they weren't terrible candidates because they lost to Donald fucking Trump, right? They weren't populist candidates.
They weren't populist. Right. They weren't extreme enough for the extreme right.
Yeah.
There were some decent, moderate Republicans in the mix.
Well, moderate by today's standards.
Yeah, by today's standards. Who's Kasich. Kasich is a extreme right winger.
Yeah,
he's much more moderate than a lot of the other people who are in the field.
Well, but the funny thing is, Kasich and Hillary would probably be pretty much in the same. They'd probably almost be politically identical in a lot of ways.
They have a lot more in common than Trump, for sure.
Yeah, I would say that.
It would be nice if we could have somebody who is more moderate. I mean,
I'm jonesing for Romney at this point.
Well, right. People complain that nothing ever gets accomplished in Washington because there's too much partisanship. And over the weekend, watching my Sunday news programs, they were interviewing Kasich, and he's working with a Democrat on a piece of legislation that, it would be nice to see more cooperation to just get things done to improve the lives of American citizens as a whole versus, well, you're an asshole. No, you're an asshole. Well, you're a bigger asshole than I am. Oh, yeah, well, watch and see what kind of big asshole I can be. I'm not going to let you do any of what things you want to do because you're not going to let me do any of the things that I want to do, and I'm not going to fucking talk to you, and there will be no compromise at all, and we can't get anything done. And I'm not saying that you have to compromise on your principles or that the middle ground is the place that you should be on every issue or anything. But there should be some things that they can work together to get done. Yeah. Infrastructure is one of them, right?
No.
Both parties agree that we need improvements for our infrastructure, but none of that is going to get done because you've got the fucking crazy the crazy orange-headed clown running the circus.
Except what you even said isn't even all the way true, because we got a bunch of spineless, dickless, chinless Democrats in Washington too. So the Republicans are saying, no, I'm not passing anything on your socialist agenda.
Right.
And the Democrats go, okay. And then the Republicans are like, no, as a matter of fact, not only am I going to stop you from doing anything, I'm going to steal shit that's rightfully yours. And the Democrats go, okay.
I wish you wouldn't.
Yeah. And so they didn't
you
give
big meanie.
Obama his SCOTUS pick that was constitutional. They all of a sudden pick now to stop touting the Constitution as the ironclad document and deny him that right. And Chuck Schumer, who's supposed to be leading he's the leader of the Democratic Party, is supposed to be standing up and saying, no, we're not going to do. He rolled the fuck over and Gorsuch was seated in no seconds flat.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of spineless coward Democrats that don't do anything to obstruct. The Republicans are just running roughshod all over everybody in this country and getting their way most of the time. So it's. And then all the fucking Republicans will bitch and complain about Democrats being whiny and snowflakes and not, you guys just want to stop everything with gun control and whine and complain about legislation. Fucking God.
Well, and the Democrats can turn around and they'll say, we complained for years about Republican obstructionism and that we weren't getting anything done as a country, and we don't want to be as bad as they are. We can't. Yeah. We don't want to be hypocrites by saying, they're bad, they're being obstructionist, they won't let us get anything done. So no, we're more interested in good governance than we are with brinksmanship and partisanship. I don't know. Well,
what you do then is you come out and you preface this whole thing by saying, okay, look, we have been playing by these rules for however long, and under Mitch McConnell, the Congress has completely changed the rules when the Republicans had the majority. They've stopped playing ethically. They've completely changed the rules. And if we continue to try to play by the old rules, we're going to get run over all the way back into 1940. And so we have to now play by the rules of the game that they're playing, or
they've set up.
They've set up.
But then nothing is ever going to change. Yeah. This is one of the problems. This is one of the problems I had with Obama. I mean, to be honest, is that Obama flatly refused to even talk to Republicans in the Congress for the most part. He didn't have a good relationship with them.
I think
that his fault?
I disagree. I think he tried way too fucking hard to placate them. I mean, he had the Senate and the House and the presidency
for 2 years.
Right. But then the reason that ACA is so watered down and kind of a shitty piece of legislation overall is because he caved into so many of the Republican demands to change it, to alter it, to give things to the special interests, the medical companies and the drug companies and the insurance companies, that it made it that much less of a social program and more of a giveaway to those special interests.
Yeah, it's not
to
Obamacare.
Those moneyed interests.
It's Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan's program.
So I think he went too far, giving into their desires, wants, and demands, instead of just saying, nope, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make things better for the American people, and you can get on board or go fuck yourself.
But it wouldn't have passed otherwise.
Right.
I mean, well, what's his name?
But part of that though is that a lot of the legislators who demanded these different things and got them put into the legislation then still voted against it.
Lieberman, who was the deciding vote.
Lieberman.
Yeah. I mean, Lieberman was one of those.
Dear.
who looks like he's practicing for the voiceover part for Mitch McConnell's body.
He's the reason there's no public option.
Yeah.
He was a decided. I don't know. I compare Obama, and I've seen other articles written about this, about his animosity with the Congress and his lack of desire of working with them. Arguably, the Republicans in Congress had no desire to work with the black guy in office either. So, there's that. But I compare him to Clinton. And Clinton was able to bridge those gaps where Obama wasn't.
Right.
And not everything out of Clinton, I don't like everything that came out of Clinton because it was more middle ground and he had to sacrifice certain things. But Clinton seemed to be able to work better with Congress, a Republican Congress, than Obama.
Well, it wasn't nearly as partisan though.
Yeah, and that was but that was one of my.
I mean, they're building on more than a decade of trading insults back and forth now.
But that was my optimism about Hillary, was that Hillary has proven an ability to work with the other side.
I think
whereas Trump never has.
I think what misses the point there is Clinton was working with Reagan Republicans, Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
And what we saw between Bill and Barack Obama was the rise of the harder right Tea Party who took over Congress.
The ideologues.
Yeah. And they are by very nature extremely uncompromising and racist. And Bill Clinton didn't have to deal with that part either. So there's two big, huge advantages. Also, Bill Clinton was, fairly moderate. He wasn't extremely far left. He passed a lot of really conservative, shitty bills the stuff that pleased the Republicans anyway.
He got a lot of stuff done, but it was a lot of stuff that also pleased the Republican Party.
And that's why I don't 100% agree with everything Bill did.
Right, but that gives him a big advantage. If he's going to go in there, he doesn't have to deal with the Tea Party. He doesn't have to deal with race issues. And he's going to say, hey, I'm going to give you guys stuff too. Don't worry about it. That makes it a lot easier to deal with. Where now I think you're talking about Hillary, who's going to have the same problem with the Tea Party assholes, and she's a woman.
Right.
So she's not going to be able to do a goddamn thing either.
But, there is another aspect to Bill is that he was able to get shit done throughout an impeachment. I mean, he was being investigated the entire goddamn time.
Man, I only wish Trump would do something as bad as have extramarital sex.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know. And maybe I'm wrong about this. I've always felt, I've just tended to feel like there was always this distance between Obama. And you're right about the Tea Party, and he's the black guy in office, and fuck that shit. But there was a distance between Obama and Congress, and Obama didn't try as hard as he could have. He did do a lot of concessions in the ACA. I'll accept that.
Well, I'm
not sure the ACA would have passed with moderate liberals if he hadn't have done those concessions.
Yeah, well, and I know I have a clear bias because I fucking loved Obama.
I did too. I love Obama too.
I thought he was fucking amazing. And to my recollection, all I heard was that he was trying to work with House Republicans. He was trying to work with congressional Republicans, that he always sought their input. Even with ACA, they said that, it's this huge bill and we don't have time to read it. But you know what? It was debated openly. It was, all of the information about it was shown openly and available to all of the members of Congress. That's not what has happened with the most recent attempt at healthcare reform.
All the others,
that's all been done behind closed doors in Republican meetings where Democrats have had absolutely no input. Nobody's even asked for their input on it.
Yep.
And then they try to just ram it through because they have the majority. They've got all of the houses of our government.
Right.
And so they know that they don't have to work with them. And even when Obama did have all of them, for even those 2 years, he still tried to work with the Republicans. He still didn't have meetings behind closed doors where Republicans couldn't go, and then they would just introduce bills and say, well, we're going to vote on this now, whether you've fucking read it or not, whether you've even had a chance to see it.
Yep. And that's...
I mean, maybe he didn't reach out as much as other presidents. I don't know, but like I said, to my recollection, I heard a steady drumbeat in the news of Obama's reaching across the aisle. He's having beer summits with different Republican leaders so that they can discuss these different issues and get them involved and get their buy-in on things. He's invited different Republican leaders to come and meet with him, and they've flatly denied to even come and talk to the guy.
Yeah. And for how long should he have been expected to keep up this traditional style of politicking around Washington, when he's the first one to really experience the my way or the highway hard right Tea Party style Congress that was new to everybody at that time, that will not compromise, would not even
who shut down the fucking government
multiple times and would not even consider, no matter who it was, Obama's pick for SCOTUS that he rightfully had. Wouldn't even look at it. Nope, we don't fucking care. I don't care who it is. We're not putting him in. We're not even going to do it. We're not even going to look at it.
Yeah.
That's never happened before. That's not the kind of so how long?
Well, and all of the judgeships that sat unfilled because he couldn't get anybody appointed because they would never vote on it.
Yeah. So
they wouldn't hold hearings on them.
Yeah.
And now are being filled by Trump.
So how long do you expect him to continue playing by the old rules under those circumstances?
Yeah.
And how long,
that's true. Yeah.
And how long can you hold out that olive branch before your arm gets tired?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. All right, let's continue with Dr. Abloh.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about a story.
No, I was hoping it would spark conversation. This is going to be a loosey-goosey show.
Okay.
This gets good. And when that very same man attracts to his team the kind of intellect and gravitas represented, to just name a few.
Is he going to talk about some of his political appointees?
Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Ben Carson.
The gravitas. The gravitas.
Number one, Ben Carson.
My luggage.
Oh my God!
Ben Sleepy Time Carson is number one on this guy's list of gravitas.
I mean, I don't know that he has them ranked here, but he must have gone through during the editing process and noticed that, okay, people are going to weight this bad droopy dog impersonator heavily because I have him at number one. Yes, he did. Number two, Attorney General Jeff Sessions.
Oh, Jesus.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. 4-star Marine Corps General John Kelly. I don't know enough about him.
John Kelly's brand fucking new.
Yeah,
he's a replacement. He's not who Donald Trump attracted or thought to pick in the first place.
I'm wondering when Flynn is going to be thrown into
No. We don't talk about that.
No. We don't talk about Flynn.
We're not going to talk about it.
We're not going to talk about Flynn.
The revolving door installed at the White House for political appointees.
We're not going to talk about, No.
Right. And Secretary of Defense James Mattis, retired Marine Corps General and Commander of the U.S. Central Command. He cannot be mentally deranged. Period. It is a statistical impossibility. No.
What would he say about Flynn?
He didn't mention him because, of course, that's...
Well, right. I mean, why is it a statistical impossibility for Mattis, but not anybody else? Well, you just said that this guy fucking loves Mattis, and it's statistically impossible. He said, I think
he's saying that because of all these people he just named that are in the cabinet, that Trump cannot be mentally deranged. Period. It's statistically.
Oh, I thought that was in reference to Mattis.
Oh no, sorry.
Because
it's a statistical impossibility that Trump could be mentally deranged because he has Jeff Sessions and Ben Carson.
I don't think this guy knows what statistics are. or what mentally deranged is.
What Cracker Jack box did he get his degree out of? I mean,
yeah. Well, and the interesting
Trump
thing is,
you.
yeah, there you go.
Should get his money back.
And the funny thing is, only 2 of the people he named are even remotely qualified for any of the jobs they hold, and those are the 2 military guys so far, right? Mattis and Kelly.
I mean, you could argue that Sessions is qualified.
Yeah, sure.
But
Sessions is probably considered qualified.
Yeah.
Okay. To those who imply otherwise about Trump are political opportunists or fools or both.
I hate this guy.
A lot, right?
A lot.
President Trump is the first human being to win this nation's highest office without having held any other political office or serving as a general. To which I said speaks to the ignorance of his base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is he doing in there?
Yeah.
Most political pundits thought his quest was pure folly. It still is, dude. Most journalists assessed his chances as zero. So who was laboring under quasi-delusional thinking? Answer, not Donald J. Trump.
I don't think most serious journalists would have said he stood a 0% chance of winning.
Yeah.
I think most everybody said, oh, there's no way he's going to win. But that's not the same thing if you're talking about statistics.
Right.
And I'm highly skeptical that the day before the election that Trump thought he was going to win.
No, Trump didn't think he was going to win. Nobody in Trump's orbit thought that he was going to win.
Yeah, this was my first thought when I read that paragraph. I said, is hindsight an accepted psychiatric test for sanity? Like a person with xanthophobia who ends up being killed by a school bus was totally sane and justified in their fear of the color yellow all along? This is a complete abortion of logic. And to use his degree to manipulate his readers to justify his Trump filleting is disgusting. Because he knows this is what he's doing right now is a giant argument from authority.
Yeah, I was
fallacy.
Say, respect my authority.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. And he knows this is bullshit. He knows it is. He's a fucking doctor.
Well,
actually
you would hope that he would know this anyway, but all of this other shit that he's thrown in here would indicate otherwise, possibly.
I mean, he's not like a nuclear physicist kind of doctor, but he is a doctor.
Dropping nuclear bombs of knowledge on us.
But he knows what he's doing. He's intentionally twisting this.
Yeah.
And so we may as well add another fallacy here. And he also does his best at Trump phrasing here. So it starts out anecdotally. He admits that. By the way, I have never heard one bad Trump experience.
What?
Yep.
What does he mean? He's never heard one bad Trump experience. Does he not watch the news, or is he talking about nobody that I've met who has met Trump said that they had a bad time meeting him?
That's all he says, anecdotally. But he goes on.
What is a Trump experience? What the fuck is that?
That's
what I'm wondering.
It might make a little more sense if I keep reading, but just keep in mind this next bit. I swear he's working on trying to begin writing like Trump. It sounds just like the kind of phrasing Trump would use. I've never had one bad Trump experience, he says. Not one. I own several of his ties, all of them the highest quality. I have stayed in his hotels and never had a single complaint. And I'm a born complainer.
I see what he's saying.
I have eaten in his New York restaurant. Flawless. Service. Excellent food. I own an apartment at Trump Place in Manhattan. Impeccable design. Sturdy construction. Fabulous amenities.
Sturdy construction. This sounds to me like the note Donald John Trump presented from his doctor assessing his physical fitness.
Yes.
This sounds like Trump wrote the whole fucking thing himself.
Yep, I know. And it gets better. Remember, these are arguments he thinks are good for explaining Trump's sanity, right?
Okay.
That he has a sturdily constructed building. That means Trump's sane. Okay, it gets better.
Because Trump personally built that.
Yeah.
He was up there welding and riveting and nailing in,
And there's good service at his restaurants.
And good service because he's back in the back room.
The food is delicious.
Making sure the waiters and waitresses are doing their job.
Trump has good food in the restaurant, so that means he's clearly sane also.
I've actually read a lot of Yelp reviews that
this is not very good.
Not that
Yeah.
good.
No, but anecdotally, he's never heard one. But it gets better. I had 2 of his bumper stickers on my SUV. They stayed on throughout the campaign and peeled off without a bit of adhesive remaining to mar the bumper.
Well, there's evidence right there. Obviously,
Are you
he's
kidding
saying,
me right now?
My son wears a Make America Great Again sweatshirt. It's been laundered a bunch. It still looks great. A mentally unstable man would be unlikely to deliver superior products across multiple industries, don't you think?
Are you shitting? This is like a legit article written by somebody
On Fox website. Fox News opinion piece, Dr. Abloh. I just pulled it
Wow.
right from there. And they're still calling Trump's sanity into question? Really? You can't make this stuff up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You can't make up this article.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Wow.
That's his case for Trump's sanity.
Man, like I said, this sounds like it was written by Trump.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
This is
Holy shit.
amazingly bad.
Holy shit, dude.
Unprecedented.
Wow. Is about all I can say.
I don't know what more to say.
Like it kept getting worse.
Worse
Like
and worse. I know. And at first it's like, oh yeah, this is, and then by the end you're like, oh, okay, yeah, this is not worth getting mad about. It's just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you know what does piss me off about it? Is that he knows that's bullshit. You don't get to a PhD writing papers like this.
And presumably beyond the PhD, he had a career as a psychologist or psychiatrist.
Possibly, yeah.
Up until he became a partisan hack.
Right.
So,
so he knows what he's doing.
Experience.
He knows what he's doing. What he's doing is abusing his degree and twisting these arguments into such. I mean, the fallacies in there are so great. He has to know.
What he's doing is he's bending over, he's lubing up his asshole.
Oh, Jesus.
So that he could be fucked. I mean, he's butt buddies with Trump. I mean, come on.
Is he using beard oil?
Coconut oil.
Coconut.
Back with the Trump experience, did he say he never heard of or he never had a bad Trump?
That he never heard of.
He never heard one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go out to Yelp, dude.
Yeah.
No. Fox News people don't read. No.
Wow.
Oh, that's disturbing.
Yeah.
Well, that about wraps it up for the regular portion of the show. I think, so that first bit that we recorded, I was just recording. I usually record for comedic sake in between when we're actually starting a segment and everything. But I think like the first bit of this will have to go out to Patreon supporters. So regular
I
listeners
have some other stuff.
will have a truncated bit of this thing, but we'll move into the Patreon portion of the show. But there's this bit at the beginning of this segment that regular listeners won't hear, so they may not have as much context as to why it makes me so fucking mad to see Donald Trump on television.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So just
I
the beginning of this
misunderstood where you were going with that. Okay.
Yeah. But we'll move over there, and Matt has other fantastic things that we'll talk about. Before we go, though, I want to thank everybody who is a Patreon supporter. We really do appreciate it. I know we say it at the end of every show. It would be nice to be able to sprinkle it throughout the show. Maybe I should make a mental note to do that more often.
Just randomly drop, somebody's name in the middle of a Trump story.
Or just, hey, thanks for being a Patreon supporter. Yay. No, we really appreciate it. It helps us do all kinds of stuff. I got a table here in the studio that is nicer than the other one. I don't even know if you noticed, Mr. Larimer.
Shit. I didn't even notice until now. You used to have the whole folding, Costco table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
This is better. The mic stands work much better on it. The boom arms. But I do want to thank our Patreon supporters. That would be Larry Wilson, Marius Butrakowski, Dr. Dan, Matt's boss from the 2SC podcast, to whom we pledge loyalty and hope we don't die in a nuclear disaster. It's hard for me to even fucking say it the wrong way.
Nuclear.
Janet Uter, Let Them Eat Kafefi, Stephen Andrus, Mo Cowbell, Christy Kalbach, Anonymous. We didn't decide. I suggested maybe we should refer to that Patreon supporter as Casper, because there's no name attached.
Right.
Megan Kennedy, who I hear had a fantastic presentation over the weekend that I was unable to attend, but
I bet it was awesome.
I look forward to seeing Ryan's video. Andrew Vodopich, Alicia Gerhardt, Brandy Hamrick, who I chat with online quite a bit. She's very funny. Jeremy Goodson, Angelica Pearson, Andy Faulkner, Utah Outcasts, Wes Aaron, Taylor Grin, who gave us all of that fantastic information that we used last week and has that upcoming project that will be announced soon. Fuck you and your I still don't qualify rules, Mr. Grant the Purple Dragon Larimer.
That's for Ryan. That's all about Ryan.
Savid Acuna and the Gaytheist Mr. Aaron Burton. Thank you all so very much. I really, really appreciate it. If you would like to become a Patreon supporter, you can do so by going to patreon.com/godlessrevolution and pledging as much as you would like, as much as you would love to support the show and show us how much you appreciate what we are doing. Think about if the show went away next week, if this was our last episode, because something happened, we had a financial difficulty and we're unable to continue footing the bulk of the bill ourselves. Would you feel bad? Would you miss us? If you would, then maybe you could pledge even $1 per episode.
It's worth it.
And that would be awesome. We would greatly appreciate it.
The outtakes are fun.
Yeah, you usually get extended outtakes, a longer bit of the show, longer segments, and then, of course, the entire Patreon portion of the show that we do afterward. But until next week, crucify that like button.
Leave a review to achieve nirvana.
And rate the show 5 times a day toward Mecca.
Did you? Was this all pulled from one episode?
One episode.
And finally Taylor chimed in and he's just like, oh, great. This sounds like the guy who says, I have black friends. Good job, buddy. Something like that.